Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm making all of my favorite Thanksgiving side dishes, but I'm only using ingredients that I bought at Dollar Tree. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome, come on in and make yourselves comfortable. If you like what you see, make sure you hit subscribe. And welcome to all of my recent subscribers. I've had a huge influx of new subscribers, which is so exciting. I love it when I connect with new people and I'm just getting discovered suddenly, and that's very exciting for me. So if that's you, if you're one of the new ones, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing and sticking around. I hope you like the content that is yet to come. So I do love a bit of Dollar Tree, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of my favorite places to find great deals. I will say though, before we even get started, because I know someone's gonna comment this, I do know that you don't always get the best deals at Dollar Tree. I do know that buying a giant tub of something at Walmart is going to be cheaper than buying the tiny one at Dollar Tree. However, sometimes Dollar Tree is all you have to work with. Sometimes you don't have the cash to buy in bulk and you have to buy the little thing. Sometimes the Dollar Tree is the only thing in your neighborhood. Sometimes the Dollar Tree is the only thing within walking distance or on the bus route, or for whatever reason, Dollar Tree is what you're working with, which there are a lot of reasons that could be. Then this video is for you. I will also say that I spent less than 20 bucks on all this, and we are doing 4 side dishes and a dessert. I will also say that while you can buy salt, pepper, and I use a little bit of flour at Dollar Tree, I did not buy those specific things from Dollar Tree this time around because I had so much of it that I didn't really want to buy more. So keep that in mind. I am using salt that I have and pepper and my own flour. So just keep that in mind. Nobody yell at me in the comments for not using Dollar Tree flour. All right, and with that, let's get going on the first recipe. We are making green bean casserole. I'm not gonna lie, it's not really my favorite, but it does have its place on the Thanksgiving table. So what you're going to need, we've got some green beans, 2 cans. We also have some cream of mushroom soup. And I found these at Dollar Tree, which maybe they've always been there, I just didn't notice, but they have these Golden Farms crispy onions and also milk. Now a note about the milk at Dollar Tree, the kind you get in the cooler section is not, the quantity is quite small for $1 or $1.25. But in the shelf stable section, you can actually get milk there too. And honestly, I've done a lot of traveling in the world, and most countries have their milk like this, on the shelf, not refrigerated, having shelf stable milk. So we are gonna go with that today, which is a better deal because there's a lot more in here than the little tiny one that you get in the cooler. So if you're really trying to stretch your dollars, maybe think about that. Firstly, I'm going to go ahead and open and drain my 2 cans of green beans, which you don't need to see because you already know how to do that, right? Also, a nice part about this recipe is we can mix it right in our casserole dish, which means that we're doing less dishes, which if you are cooking for anyone on Thanksgiving or any, time of year, that's helpful. We're putting both cans of beans in. We're putting our whole can of cream of mushroom. If you are not a fan of cream of mushroom, use cream of celery, cream of, cream of chicken might be kind of weird, but if that sounds good to you, go for it. We're going to add 1/2 cup of our milk. I'm just adding a pinch of salt because honestly, canned soups usually are kind of high in sodium and I don't want this to be too salty. I'm also gonna throw in a dash of black pepper. Now, because I am really trying to use only ingredients from Dollar Tree and I tried to keep it really simple, I'm not adding any other seasonings, but if it's in your budget to grab some more seasonings, some onion powder would be good, garlic powder, anything like that would be, a nice addition. But for today, I'm trying to keep it cheap, keep it simple. I'm also going to add some of my crispy onions into the casserole bit, not just on the top. I'm gonna do 1/2 cup. Oh my God, could anyone else just eat a bag of these? Yum. That looks pretty good. All right, I have my oven preheated to 350 and we're gonna put this in for 25 minutes. Then we're gonna sprinkle those crispy onions on top and put it in for 5 more. And yes, I need to clean my oven. Don't judge me. I'm a regular person, not just a YouTube sensation, okay? All right, our 25 minutes is up, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put the rest of this bag on. of our onions just on the top. My goodness, there we go. Crispy, bubbly, perfection. All right, our next dish that we're going to be making is macaroni and cheese. Now, I don't want to ruffle any feathers with this mac and cheese rendition, okay? I'm doing what I can with what I have. I realize it's not going to be the fanciest, most incredible macaroni and cheese, but I think we can come up with something really delicious. It is worth noting that you can buy like the Velveeta style, like shells with the pasta and the cheese sauce already together in one box. So if all you have is $1.25 to work with, you can make that happen at Dollar Tree. However, I thought we would challenge ourselves and really make a from scratch mac and cheese from scratch. The first thing we're gonna do is cook some pasta. I do think that it's like a good deal there, like all their pasta. You get 20 ounces for $1.25 is a solid deal. So I picked macaroni shape just to keep it classic, but they did have some other shapes if you wanted to mix it up. So I'm gonna go ahead, boil some pasta. We can all do that. You don't need to watch me. All right, in the way of the cheese sauce, there was no fresh cheese of any kind at my Dollar Tree. I know some Dollar Trees have like the $2, $3, $4, $5 section. There was no cheese to be had other than like Kraft singles, and you got like 4 of them for $1, which I thought was a terrible deal. So here's what we're gonna be doing. I got a pouch of the Velveeta cheese sauce, which is gonna be really salty, which will be good. And honestly, I love a bit of Velveeta. It's good, right? And way better than the sort of like Dollar Tree brand of the pasta with the sauce packet that's pre-packaged, because that's not Velveeta brand. So I went with this because it's Velveeta brand. It is gonna make it nice and creamy. The other thing I got for this is some vegetable oil spread because there was no butter there, but this will be fine. And we are actually going to make a roux, which is where I'm gonna use a couple tablespoons of flour from my own pantry, but you can buy it at Dollar Tree. Another hack for you, if you need to make a roux but you don't want to spend the money on this, you can use basically any fat to make a roux. So if you've got coconut oil, if you've got olive oil, if you've got vegetable oil, if you have lard, you can use that to make a roux. It doesn't have to be butter. So be a little flexible with that if you're trying to make a cheese sauce, a gravy, a sauce of any kind. You don't always have to use butter. And the other thing we are using is this cream cheese. I do want to note that it is cream cheese style blend. What is it made of? I don't really know, but it's probably gonna be good. So we're gonna use that to make our cheese sauce, which I think will be good. And of course, the milk that we bought from before, we're gonna use that as well. And I also grabbed some panko because my favorite type of mac and cheese is a baked mac with a little crunch on top of it. Especially if we're not using a ton of different types of cheese in this, the crunch will just add a nice extra element, another little texture to kind of knock it up a notch, you know what I mean? All right, to make our roux, we're gonna use equal parts of flour and our butter, or butter spread. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw half a stick or 4 tablespoons to melt in our saucepan, which normally I would use like a fry pan or like a skillet to do this, but mine is dirty and I'm lazy. All right, now that that's melted, I'm gonna add the same amount of flour. And you're just gonna wanna cook this for a few minutes until it turns like a little bit brown. All right, once it's nice and dough-like, I have 1 cup of our milk from earlier, and I'm gonna slowly add this in and whisk it until there are no lumps. It's also good to bump your heat down to low at this point. So pretty much the more that this evaporates, the thicker it's going to get. So don't boil it because you don't want it to become so thick that it's like a paste, but we also don't want it to be like super runny either. So just keep an eye on it. I'm now going to add my entire pouch of this cheese sauce. Now my cream cheese is kind of cold, so it'll take a little while to really melt into here. So I'm gonna cut it into like smaller chunks so that it melts faster. And if your cheese sauce starts to get super duper thick, you can just add more milk to it and you'll be fine. All right, it's pretty much as smooth as we're gonna get it. It looks good. I'm gonna add some pepper right now. I'm not gonna add any salt because, as I said earlier, that Velveeta is pretty salty and we definitely do not want it to be so salty that, you know, it's not good. So we're gonna skip the salt here, but if you do not do the Velveeta, you're gonna want some salt. All right, time to assemble. We have a 9x13 pan here that I used about half of this package, so we still have some for another day, which is great. Okay, so I went ahead and I cooked this pasta most of the way, but it's a little bit underdone, and that's because it is going to absorb some of this cheese sauce, and we don't want this to be like super dry. I think that's a mistake a lot of people make with mac and cheese. We're gonna throw our cheese sauce over. This looks so good, I'm not gonna lie. Give this a quick mix. Ooh, that's cheesy. I know it looks watery right now, but it's because we're going to put it in the oven, and these noodles are going to soak up a lot of this. Now we've got our panko. I do just really love a bit of breadcrumbs on top of a mac and cheese. Now we're gonna put this in a 350-degree oven for 25 minutes, which is perfect because that's the same as the green bean casserole, so you could make these at the same time, which obviously logistically makes things a lot easier when you're cooking for a lot of people. Oh my goodness. So toasty, so delicious. Some of the cheese is like bubbling out. That's how you know it's gonna be good. All right, next, we're making mashed potatoes. We're making instant mashed potatoes. And I will tell you, there are some varieties to choose from. However, the original mashed potatoes came in the largest quantity for $1.25. Some of like the 4 cheese and like the garlic herb and stuff came in smaller quantities. So if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, get the original because they come in this larger pack, which has 8 servings, which is great. And I'm just going to follow the instructions right on the back. This also is a really accessible item because you do not need an oven. We're going to need a couple tablespoons of that butter that we got, the vegetable spread. We're going to need a little bit of milk and some water, and that's it. And you know, whatever spices you have laying around, obviously. Today, we're just using salt and pepper. Gonna throw in some salt. Now I'm gonna let this sit just for a couple of minutes till it gets nice and fluffy, and it'll be ready to serve. That made so much potatoes, holy moly. The other instant item that I got was this stuffing mix. I usually just buy stuffing in a box. It's kind of a lot of work to make stuffing from scratch. Even if I have an unlimited budget, I'm still kind of buying box stuffing. So I thought we would try this just so I can see how it sort of compares to the classic stovetop variety. It's by Mick Trader, I'm not sure, for turkey, ready in 5 minutes. Don't you love it? So we are going to make this, and we've also got some turkey gravy, which is widely available at Dollar Tree, and you know, we need that too. Really, all we don't have is the turkey, but believe me, if they sold turkeys at Dollar Tree, I would have bought one. So basically for this, all you do is heat 1.5 cups of water, half a stick of butter or margarine, which we still have in our pack, bring it to a boil, add the contents of the pouch, remove from heat, let stand for 5 minutes, and enjoy. Sounds great. Give it a stir. It smells really good. It doesn't seem to have like a ton of notable like spice bits in there or herbs, but it smells good. Cover, let it sit. This smells so good, and this made such a large serving. I think it looks great. All right, you guys, lastly, we're making a pie, and it's because I found these Sonic Vanilla Shake instant puddings, and I looked on the back, and there's actually a recipe for a pie on the back, and they also had these really tasty graham cracker pie crusts, so I thought, perfect. This is great because you don't need an oven at all, you just need a refrigerator. So I just followed the directions on the back. You need 2 of them for a 9-inch pie, or 1 pack if you have an 8-inch pie shell. You could also, I guess, you know, use a regular pie crust if you wanted to make it. I know you could with ingredients from Dollar Tree, but we're trying to keep it simple today, so I just bought the pie crust. Oh my God, this actually smells exactly like a Sonic shake. That's crazy. There we go. And now, totally unnecessary, but I'm using this little tool. It is so handy, you guys. I use it for so many things. I will link it down below. I like make my protein shakes with it. And I have like, oh gosh, I made a mess. My Ninja Creamy. I use this to make the creamies that go with it. And anytime I make just a pack of pudding, this is my favorite little tool. Now we're going to refrigerate this for a couple hours. Now our pie will be lovely as is. However, I wanted to elevate it just a little bit. So I got some Chips Ahoy cookies. I'm gonna crush them up and crumble them on top of the pie just to like make it more beautiful and definitely more tasty. The plain vanilla just like wasn't quite enough for me. I want like another flavor slash texture in there. So I thought, why not add cookies? They were only $1. $1.25, I think. Remember the old days when they were all actually $1? This is gonna go back in the fridge to chill all the way till we're ready to eat it. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at what we have done. Look at all this food. We stuck to our budget, and honestly, it took less than an hour to get this all out. Quite excited to try the macaroni and cheese. I see that it is like nice and creamy in there. It didn't dry out, and it's not like liquidy. It's like quite cheesy. So that was a good one. And honestly, when you have food like this, who needs a turkey anyway? I don't know about you, but I like gravy on my stuffing and on my mashed potatoes. Let's go with the mac and cheese first, because honestly, that's always my favorite dish this time of year. It's really good. It's really creamy. It's not too salty. I think definitely adding maybe some like mustard powder or something like that. Some other little spices would be good, maybe paprika. You can find so many spices at Dollar Tree. There would be a lot of ways to kind of make this your own sort of style. But it's really good. All right, next I'm going for the green bean casserole. Not my favorite, but maybe I haven't really had it in a few years. It's good. It tastes just like a regular green bean casserole. There's nothing like cheap or weird about it. For sure, my favorite part about it though are the crispy onions. I will definitely get those again at Dollar Tree. They'd be super good, like on salads, and like I said earlier, I would just totally eat that back as a snack. All right, next are potatoes. Pretty self-explanatory. I think they're just gonna taste like potatoes. And they do. And Campbell's is definitely a trusty gravy brand. It tastes delicious. Now for the stuffing. Let's see how it compares to stovetop. It's really good. It tastes just like stovetop. There's virtually no difference. This is exactly what I'd expect out of a Thanksgiving plate. I would not eat this and think, wow, someone really cheaped out on the ingredients. I would never even think that. If I went to someone's home and I ate this, I would be like, wow, they cooked all this food from scratch and they're amazing and whatever. You know, I would never think like this is like cheap food. It's just regular food and it's budget friendly and totally easy. Wow, I actually impressed myself a little bit with this one. I am gonna wait a little bit on the pie because I want it to be nice and solid. But stay tuned, after the end of this video, there will be a shot of everyone trying the pie. So wow, overall, this went really good. I would absolutely recommend doing this if you need to, if you want to. All the ingredients were pretty high quality and tasted really good. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I am pretty impressed with my little spread here for Thanksgiving dinner. Of course, this doesn't have to be used for Thanksgiving. You can use these recipes and these ideas for all types of celebrations or not. You can just have stuffing anytime. Anyway, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. and I'll see you in my next one. Hopefully I've inspired you to stay within your budget and get creative this holiday season. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, that looks pretty good. And the crust is a graham cracker crust.
Mmm.
What do you think?
I can't get through the crust.
Quite delicious. Fox approves.
Quite delicious. Fox approves. What does Desmond think? Love it.